What's up, dudes? Okay, so happy hump day. All right, so I wanted to go live, make this video, getting into my flow, getting back into my groove after traveling, and yeah, so today I woke up kind of late. I've been having, ever since I came home from traveling, I have like weird dreams and I like have weird sleep patterns. It's so weird. I think my body just really likes being in the tropics and it's not a huge fan of living in the Pacific Northwest right now. But what's up, you guys? As you come on, let me know if you can hear me because sometimes it gets weird and you can't hear me. Okay, so I'm reading this book called, I totally had a brain fart. So today I woke up late and kind of got a funky start to the day, but I'm feeling so much better after I did my workout. I'm doing Insanity Asylum, a hybrid. So it's Asylum 1 and 2 mixed together. It's an 8-week calendar. And today was strength, and it was like 50 minutes of strength work. And I was happy because I didn't have to use the agility ladder. But yeah, so I just finished that and I'm feeling so much better, even though I was kind of frustrated. I've been having like feeling frustrated, but the thing is that happens in life, right? We all have moments where no matter how positive we are, no matter how optimistic we are, we all have moments where we're just like frustrated, and that's okay. I mean, who the F is perfect all the time and is like happy all the time and never has frustrations? Like a total freak, like I don't know. But you know, I have frustrations just like anyone else. And I've been like in a kind of frustrating couple of days. And good thing though is I have the tools to help me. Like in the past, I would have like gotten in a rut. I would have drank a bunch of alcohol to deal with my emotions and gotten like, and I would have gotten, what's it called? Just like depressed and have anxiety and not know what to do. But I have a community. I have my fitness, which is like life-saving to me for my anxiety and depression and like emotions. Because you guys, something that I learned from Tony Robbins going to UPW is that your emotions are directly tied to your motion. So if you're feeling like funky, if you're feeling mad, upset, sad, depressed, having anxiety, my number one remedy is fitness, like getting a good workout in, something that's super fun. And I get to do it from my home. I don't have to worry about like driving to the gym and seeing a personal trainer or like lifting some weights. I like to do stuff that's like fun and exciting in like 30 minutes or less, depending on what it is. To me, going to the gym and just lifting weights is boring. That's my opinion. I love lifting weights, but I like to do it from home. It's way more fun for me because I get to just like bounce around and be myself. And I have a program. Holy crap, look at my shoulder. What? I've been seeing some like crazy changes in my body lately, and I'm just like, sorry, that like kind of surprised me. But yeah, so sometimes we get in a rut, but I have the tools and I feel so much better after I did my workout. And someone asked if I take days off. I do take days off for sure. I love me some rest days. I like to do yoga and stretch and have like, I'm very big on like active recovery. So I like to stretch, do yoga, foam roll, and I like to go on hikes on my rest days. I like to do active rest days. So, okay, I just wanted to pop in and share this little story with you because I'm reading this book called E Squared, and basically it's about the law of attraction, energy, the field of pure potentiality, and that's stuff that you actually learn in science, like in physics. And it's also like part of like the woo-woo, like spiritual thing too, like the spiritual things that people think about, like energies and law of attraction and like the universe and your thoughts attract your life, you know, or whatever, like that's all like spiritual talk, but it's actually founded from science. And so I'm reading E Squared, and basically there's like 8 experiments. I think it's 8 experiments that you do to kind of prove that your thoughts create your reality and that you attract what you're thinking about. I've only done a couple so far, and it's kind of interesting. It's definitely like proven to be true. One of the experiments was, I'm like writing it down. I'm writing it down as if I did like when I was in science and you did like theories and whatever. So, and you did like an experiment in science. I'm doing the same thing. I'm such a dork. Okay, so the first one, oh no, that was the second one. What was the first one? Okay, so the first one, I'll just tell you really quick. Hey, Alex. So the first one was kind of like saying like, hey, force, universe, whatever, like if you're real, prove to me that you're real. Like show me that, you know, you're real, basically. And so I said, and you have like a time frame, 48 hours. So in the next 48 hours, I want an unexpected gift that cannot be pulled off as a coincidence, right? And I like wrote like, hey, Force dude, if you're for real, like let's connect for real, but I want to know that you're for real. Basically, I was like, this, you know, I'm pretty skeptical. So okay, and it was 48 hours. And so I called, one of the things was I called Beachbody because I wanted to change my ship date of my Shakeology and change my flavor for mine and my husband's. And I called, and the guy was super awesome. And I got, so after he changed my ship date, he gave me, he's like, oh, you know, like I want to send you this free shaker cup, like a pretty glass, like light blue shaker cup or something like that. And I was like, cool. But then I was like, that's totally coincidence, right? And then I was like, okay, that's awesome. Thank you. Like, I need to change my husband's order too. And so he changed his order and he's like, you know what? I'll give you another one for your husband too. And I was like, what? Okay, cool. Thanks. And still I was kind of like, well, it's probably coincidence. Maybe that's something they're doing across the board. I don't know. But that happened, and then I was like, okay, that could be coincidence, universe. Like, let's see if this is real. And then I got a gift from one of my coaches that I wasn't expecting. And then I was like, oh, that could be a coincidence too. And then, because like I said, I'm pretty skeptical. I'm like, oh, that could have totally been a coincidence. She said she was going to send me something. I didn't know when, you know, coincidence. And then we got a check in the mail for $130 from, it was like an old car insurance company that we had like 5 years ago or something like that. And it was just like, oh, this was an unclaimed check. Like, make sure you check it. And we haven't gotten anything from them like since we left them 5 years ago. And then a $130 check came in the mail, and I was like, okay, all right, this is for real. Like, I'm listening. Anyway, so that's an example of like the experiments. And another one was like, I had to look for a certain number of cars. I'm like, oh, I expect to see a sunset beige car, which I don't know. I don't really see those. And I saw 7. So that was cool. Anyway, so the book has been going really well. And so yeah, it's like you attract what you think about. And I was thinking about it, and it reminded me long time ago when I was living in Boca Raton, Florida. I was a full-time student, and I was like terrified of spiders. I had always been freaking like over the top terrified of spiders, and they would always find me in the most random places. They would like find their way in my car, and I like lived in a city. The book is called E Squared. I'll comment it below when I'm done with the video. But yeah, so like I was always thinking about spiders, like scared that they would fly out of my, like I would turn my AC on and they would fly out or something, that they would just like be in random places. And I'm telling you, like I kid you not, they were everywhere. And I lived in the city, and it wasn't like, and since then I've lived in lots of places that are like in the woods, and I do not have spider issues at all because I overcame that fear and I don't think about it anymore. But I used to, and like there's so many times, like one time I was driving home from work one day and I was like going to class, I think, or going to a friend's house, and there was a spider climbing up the side of my window, and I totally thought that it was outside, but it wasn't. It was inside, and I was like, okay. I'm gonna try to squish it. And so I like tried to squish it, but instead it like flew and dropped into my lap, like while I was driving, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like so terrified. And I like almost got into an accident, but I didn't. And I pulled over to the side of the road, and whatever, I tried to handle it. I like called my friends. I like needed some help. And like, another time, like there was one time there was like 5 on my window, on my windshield in my car. It was like always in my car. I think because I was always scared that they would fly out of the AC and be all over me in the car. Another time I was getting in to the passenger seat and I went to go sit down and I was like, maybe there's a spider there. I don't know why, but I looked up and there was a freaking spider there on my seat. So, you know, like what you think about, you attract. And I attracted a shit ton of spiders into my life. And then eventually I was like, I decide not to be scared of spiders anymore. I don't want to be scared of spiders. I'm tired of living in fear, and they're fine. And now, like, I literally never see a spider. And it's so crazy. And I, like, live in the woods. I've lived in a yurt. We would see some spiders sometimes, but they never bothered me. And, yeah, so kind of like what I want you guys to think about today is that your thoughts create your reality. You attract what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on, what you give energy to. So don't think of things you're fearful of, you know, and it's not easy to do, but awareness is key. Like once you become aware of what you're thinking about, and if you're thinking about fearful things, it's easier to control that. You can say, okay, this is what I'm thinking about. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about all these things I'm scared of, or I'm thinking about all these things that I don't want. The more that you focus on things that you don't want, for example, the more you'll attract it to your life. It's just like a magnet. And so you need to think about what you do want. Like for the longest time, all I thought about was like, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to live my life like this. I don't want to do this. I want more. But I was not specific. I didn't say exactly what I wanted. And I was like a freaking hamster running on a treadmill because I was not being specific with what I wanted. All I knew was what I didn't want. And I was attracting more of what I didn't want. So focus on what you do want. Focus on things that you're excited about. And just have awareness around your thoughts. And, you know, it takes just like baby steps. But just having awareness about your thoughts is like such a huge step in the right direction. So I hope you guys got something from this. I'm going to go eat. I hope you're having an awesome week. Thanks for hanging out with me. Tag some people below who you think this could help.